everyone. It's Hilary Topper here, and you've signed into Wearable on Air. And today, I'm really excited to have Bryan Daddio, who's our guest, and he's the founder of TurboSTRAPP, and he's going to talk all about his new wearable device. So I'm going to turn it right over to you, Bryan, and tell me a little bit about what you got. And
Sure. So wearable technology today is becoming a big movement in the market. So we created a platform that's not only just for users, but for personal trainers, coaches, and owners of fitness studios and boutiques that are out there in the market today. So we're really excited right now to bring in the best wearable technology devices into the market and integrate them into the TurboSTRAPP platform.
Cool. So do you want to show us what you got and how
Sure.
does it make it different than some of the other fitness trackers that are out there?
Sure. So this is just one device that we use. You can see it here. It's called TurboSTRAPP. This, like I mentioned, is one device. We also integrate with a few different chest straps as well. But we wrote our own application for this device and other devices. So really what this does, and what's a little bit different, what a lot of people aren't aware, is that we're all using the same type of technology. It's called an optical sensor. So I'm going to turn this on, and you're going to see the back of the band is flashing. That's basically picking up the pulsation in your capillaries, and that's what's reading your heart rate. So if you look at a diagram of your arm, you'll notice that a majority of your capillaries reside in your shoulders, your biceps, your triceps, and your forearm. You don't really have a lot of capillaries in your wrist. So a lot of the fitness trackers that are starting to track heart rate on your wrist aren't as accurate if you're doing anything like cross-training, weightlifting, playing a sport, because there's constant movement, and your wrist comprises primarily of bone, right? If you touch your wrist right now, you can kind of see it's primarily a bone. So from an accuracy perspective, we're big fans of the TurboSTRAPP. The TurboSTRAPP, as I mentioned on my forearm here, it's a licensed product from Scosche. Scosche has been in the wearable technology market for about 4 years, and they have really honed in on the accuracy side of things from a heart rate perspective. So just a little bit about the application. You can see here that if you download the app on both iOS and Android, you can create a workout. You can kind of tell it whatever you're doing. You could also compete at different locations. I don't know if you can see that well with the light on my laptop. But we'll fire away here. And you can start an activity. You can see right away my heart rate, which is pretty good being on air live, is at 77 beats per minute. And that's reading right from the TurboSTRAPP itself. So what we're doing here from a user perspective is we're making it very easy for users to quickly start a workout, understand what they're burning during that workout, and that workout can be anything from weightlifting, training. We're using our own algorithms to calculate calories, intensity, distance, and obviously heart rate. So your intensity, comprises of your aerobic, anaerobic, and VO2 max threshold zones. So that's really what we're shooting for when a user is using our application.
Okay, so I'm a triathlete, and would I use this product for biking and running as well as, cross-training, like strength training, for example?
So that's a great question. So this device is waterproof up to 7 meters. So you do have the ability to swim with it. It also does not need to be tethered to your phone on the Apple side. So if you do have an iPhone, you can pair this with your iPhone, and you can leave your iPhone on the beach and go swimming, or you can go for a bike ride. You don't need to have your phone with you, so that's a huge plus as well. But yes, most certainly it's going to be able to track your calories, your heart rate, and your intensity zone. Your distance is based off of an accelerometer. So it's not really going to be accurate if you're biking. It's not going to pick it up because it's using a standard pedometer-like technology.
Okay. And you said right now that you are using this in conjunction with an iPhone. When will the Android app be available for this particular product?
Sure. So the Android app is available. It's just that one feature of tethered is not available on the Android just yet. So it does do everything as far as capturing calories, heart rate, distance. It just has to be in range of your Bluetooth with the Android application because it's using a different, what we call an SDK.
Okay. Now, the other question I have for you is you use the product on your forearm instead of your wrist. What was the rationale behind that? And do you think that that's going to catch on since so many people have these wearable devices on their wrist like I do right now?
Great question. So it's a little different, right? The wrist wearables are so popular right now because they have other functions, right? You can see text messages on your Apple Watch. You can see emails, things of that nature. Really, for accuracy perspective, you really have to have it in an area where you have capillaries, as I mentioned before. So your forearm, your bicep, you can actually wear this device all the way up on your bicep. You can wear it on your calf, and you will get pretty good, accurate results. However, if you do put it on your wrist, you're going to see the numbers skew a little bit, especially if you're doing some type of pushing action or weight training or something along those lines.
Interesting. Now, it seems to me that the fitness industry, people who are health conscious in general, are taking to wearables. Do you think that this will be a norm for everyone?
You know, it's an interesting question, right? So personally, I think the wearable technology industry is just going to explode. And I think there's going to be wearables for different facets of your life. There's a shirt out there that captures your respiration. There's a really cool sleeve that you can put over your calf that will track lactate. There's also a company that's dabbling in what we call microneedles that is able to pick up blood samples and give you accurate readings around glucose. But unfortunately, that's invasive technology. It's not used with a sensor or an optical sensor. So I think wearable technology is just the beginning right now, and I think you're going to see all different types of categories come out. You're going to see all different types of industries use the technology in different ways. And that's what makes it so cool and fun right now, is to be part of this like new innovative space that has honestly only been around for just a few years.
You know, the other question I have for you is with many of these fitness trackers, it doesn't seem like your product does this, but it calculates the steps, and it, you know, you have to reach 10,000 steps every day. I mean, that's 6 miles a day. The normal person, or is the normal person really reaching 6 miles a day? And why did you opt to not include that into your tracker?
Great question. So this actually does track steps, but this device is not designed to be worn all day. It has an 8-hour battery life for heart rate, because we're picking up heart rate every second. So really what we're doing in our application is we're picking up steps through the iPhone. So the iPhone actually has what's called an M7 chip, and it calculates your steps. So if I stop this activity and I want to see what my steps are for the day, I can actually go into the application and view how many steps I've taken over the course of the day. So it's really pulling the information from the M7 chip and Health Kit, which is Apple's new health monitoring system. So a little bit different, yeah. The Fitbit and Jawbone and a lot of these other devices, they were on the forefront a couple of years back, just providing steps. But I believe now, since the technology is evolving, they're all taking next steps to have heart rate. Jawbone, I believe, has a heart rate device right now. Fitbit has the Charge and the Surge. So people are moving more than just steps, because at the end of the day, to your point, there's really no way to quantify it, right? 6,000 steps is great, but what does that really mean? How do I kind of correlate that to everyday activity that I'm doing or my diet? That's why we're building out the TurboSTRAPP platform, so we can provide that data to fitness professionals, to trainers, to coaches, so they can provide their expertise and education back to the end user and kind of relay that information and say, hey, you had a great workout today with the TurboSTRAPP. I see that you ran for 55 minutes, you ran for 5 miles, your heart rate was in your aerobic and anaerobic zones for 35 minutes. You need to replenish today. You need to, either eat a lot of carbs, depending on that person and their nutrition goals, or replenish with proteins, things of that nature. And that's what we're really trying to do. I think automation works in some cases, but really, at the end of the day, there's fitness professionals with careers for a reason. That human interaction, I still think, is necessary.
I love that. I use a program called Training Peaks with my Garmin, and there's just nothing like it. I mean, as soon as I finish my workout, I get a call from my coach. Hilary, it's great. It's really great. So you guys are a startup company. Can you tell me, like, when you started and where you get this idea to do this?
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of an interesting story. So I've kind of been a serial entrepreneur for, I'd say about 4 or 5 years. I started my first company in 2008 that was focused more around sports registration. So we developed a sports registration platform, and we grew it to specific markets in the Northeast. And we were able to get acquired by a company called Sports Signup in 2014. So that was kind of a process and a learning curve. But during that process, we kind of created another company called Turbo-Roster, which was around fitness registration. So members of a fitness facility can register for specific classes on our platform and get rewarded for being active and sharing on social media. We did a survey to our customers and our users, and a majority of them wanted to know how many calories they were burning in their specific classes. And that's how we kind of got into wearable technology. We said, all right, that's very interesting. Maybe we can find something that's out there. And at the time, this was 2012, 2013, we started going through, market. We looked at a ton of different products that were just emerging, version 1s of products. And we really liked the Scosh rhythm. We said to ourselves, hey, if we can get this product and build our own app and kind of our own formulas, I think it'd be great for our users. So that's what we ended up doing. At the time, Fitbit didn't have a heart rate monitor. Garmin just had the chest strap, and Polar just had the chest strap, which users find annoying because you have to take off your shirt, you got to put on a chest strap, and it's a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's why we opted with this. It's right on your forearm. It's extremely flexible. It adjusts. It's extremely light. So we kind of fell in love with it, and we worked out a great opportunity and a plan with Scosh to create our own application. And that's how it's evolved. It's evolved into more than just a user application. It's now a platform for fitness professionals, coaches, and trainers to really harness wearable technology. And we plan to integrate with other devices too. But at the moment, we're only integrated with the Scosh Rhythm Band.
Very, very cool. That was actually my next question. Also, so where can consumers get this product? And is it readily available? Is it on the website? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So we're taking orders today. So you can go to TurboSTRAPP.com, 2 P's at the end of strap. So it's TurboSTRAPP.com. You can buy it online. You can buy it at B&H Electronics in New York City. So we're in a couple of small retail locations throughout the country. And we're also sell directly to CrossFit locations. So there's a few CrossFits that carry our product right now. Bayside CrossFit is one. There's another one called Great Neck CrossFit on Long Island. So if you belong to those clubs, you can definitely take advantage of that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I also just got a question from someone in our community, and she asks, where does he see the wearable tech going?
Great question. So I see it going in a couple of different ways. First and foremost, I really see technology growing for specific industry needs. So let's take airlines for an example. You know, checking into an airline, you're carrying bags and luggage. The Apple Watch could be huge for that industry, where you can just scan your watch, or with Apple Pay and things of that nature. That would be phenomenal. There's also a great need in the fitness world, obviously, because we're in it, where technology could be conformed directly to that specific sport. For instance, there's a helmet out there that's reading concussion-like symptoms if you get hit in the head. I don't remember the name of the company, but that's just where I think the evolution of wearable technology is going to go. It's going to be in every day of our lives in existing products. They're going to start putting sensors in things to kind of let people know. I think I bought on Indiegogo or Kickstarter this mattress that's going to tell me all my sleeping habits, right? And it's a sheet that I put over my existing mattress, and it has all these sensors, and it's going to be a little bit more than what some of the wrist trackers provide. It's going to really hone in specifically on sleep. So that's kind of where I think it's going to go. I think products that we see today are just going to evolve with wearable technology sensors of all types.
You know, it's funny. A lot of people talk about how it's going with sensors, but these sensors will be inserted into your body. What do you think about something like that?
It's interesting. I don't know if they'll be inserted into your body per se, but I definitely think there's, you know, the possibilities are endless. And right now I would say anything could happen.
I actually was in CES, and I met a couple of companies that's actually doing that. They're putting sensors under your skin. So it's just crazy. But,
Yeah,
you know, we'll see, you know. First, we've got to get people to, you know, accept wearables. And I think that we've already got that in the fitness industry. And now it's just got to go out there to the general public, you know.
Oh, so I agree.
Anyway, I want to thank you so much for being on the show, Bryan. You were amazing. You know, your product, TurboSTRAPP, and that's Turbo, TurboSTRAPP.com, is available right now on the website. So if you're interested in checking it out, please do so. And there's lots of stores locally and around the country where you can pick it up. Anyway, I want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.